The story that John is telling in The Substitute is really a parable about pride. Mr. Wright is actually sort of an everyman whose life is going okay, but he has some issues, and I would like you to review The Substitute looking for the following things. One of the key items that you'll see throughout the film is actually this red ball. And the red ball is to represent really Mr. Wright's pride. In the beginning, he tries to bounce it when he's on the phone and really can't catch it. He constantly has it until the very end, where he is learning to face his own mistakes, and he sort of discards it into the trash can. So watch the use of the red ball. Another important symbol in The Substitute is the newspaper.
Try to go straight
No, just throw it like I'm trying to catch it, underhanded.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Be looking up the street.
The news arriving that his life isn't quite going as well as he says. Remember the line, with Mr. Wright, nothing is wrong. I'm Mr. Wright, and with Mr. Wright, nothing goes wrong. Well, actually, just about everything goes wrong in his life. But his hands, they're so full of the coffee cup that says you're the best. He's got his pride in the other hand. The news comes, but he's not ready to accept it, and he fumbles and falls. Another strong image in this film is the car. The car is sort of representative of his life. And as he gets near the school, it's just out of gas. It's not going to be able to take him any further. And one of the most obvious symbols of all is the train. He's being trained in his life about his pride issues. Then there are other less significant and more subtle symbols like the keys. Leaves them at school, and you've got to realize that to get the keys back to your life, to get it going again, you've got to go back to the school and learn your lesson. Finally, I would say his mistake really wasn't that big, just 2 letters, from DY to ER in the last name, but just that little error was enough to put his life off track. And so with Mr. Wright, everything indeed seems to be wrong. Finally, if you're willing to review The Substitute, you might pay attention to the songs. The beginning from The School of Rock, the Jack Black film, The Substitute, pretty obvious. The middle part, when he's running to the train, is actually a very obscure Beatles song called Bulldog. And the symbolism there is that he's tenaciously still holding on to his life the way it's going. And then, of course, You Had a Bad Day, bridged by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So the music is significant, even over the credit for Sean's film, George Harrison's My Sweet Lord. It's almost as if he ends in a prayer. You say, wow, I missed all of that in my first view of The Substitute. Well, I hope you'll watch it again and perhaps learn the lessons right along with Mr. Wright, that with just a few changes, everything can go well. Even the poor man's house is for sale. Things weren't really going too well. Give it another look and see what other lessons and symbols you might find.